What up, guys? This is Krabby125. I just wanted to do my part 2 review of the Eonon M1. This is a radio that I bought it back in January, and I just bought it to see how it was, and I figured if I don't like it right away, I'll return it. So here we are in September, and I'm still liking it, and it's still in my car, so it's not bad. Especially for the price I paid for it. I think I got a pretty good deal for it. Now, with that being said, it's not, as much as I do like this head unit, there are some negatives. Call it a pet peeve, but I'm going to be 100% honest with this review. So let's start. Now these are just the minor issues. I think it could have been handled better. You see that right there? That's not a standard USB port. That's a mini USB port. So that's not even a standard on phones anymore. Why did they do that? I have no idea. I'm assuming maybe that's a standard in China. So it would kind of make sense if they do it that way then. But I wish that was just a regular USB port. I don't have to buy adapters or anything for it, even though I don't use it. So again, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Another thing I don't like about it is if you notice the little magnifying glass there. I thought that was going to scan through the whole frequency range. The thing is, it doesn't. All it just scans through your presets, which I think is kind of pointless. If there was an option or something that I can change that to, I think that would be better. At least giving you an option to do that. But it doesn't. If I hit the EQ button, it's not going to go into the. It's not going to go into the. It's not going to go through the. To the sound options or anything. It's just gonna go through the presets. So I'm not even gonna hit that because I got it already set up the way I want it to. Yeah. So as far as the radio goes, that's about it. Now, I did praise the screen for being pretty bright. Now, one thing I don't like is it loses its brightness for some reason. It gets darker when I go into video. And I can't explain why. It's bright here on this screen, but then after this screen it'll say DVD video, and it'll load up the video, and from there it gets dark. You really can't tell from here, but it's not that good. The video quality isn't that good. Well, the video quality is good. It's just the fact that it gets darker for some reason, and I can't explain why. Again, it looks decent here on the screen. You're probably seeing it looks like you probably think I'm crazy or whatever, but it does look. It is darker versus it is darker here than on the regular radio. The Miracast works as it's supposed to. The only thing I'm not too crazy about it, I think it was kind of overhyped. Now, with Miracast, I can pretty much whatever's displayed on my phone will display on the radio screen, on the stereo. The thing is, if I turn off the stereo, if the phone goes into if you're listening to music, whatever, and you're not using the screen, it'll go off. It'll go off on the radio as well too. So you just have a blank screen, which I think is kind of dumb. It would have been it would have been nicer if you could actually. It would have been nicer if the screen on the radio stayed on and maybe your phone turned off. But it does exactly what it does exactly that. And actually, just like with the DVD, again, because it's a video that's being used. The screen is darker, so it's not that I don't like it. I really don't like that function that much, and I really don't use it. It's a shame because the sound quality is much better than using just a regular Bluetooth. Another thing might be nitpicking, but when you're on Bluetooth and you want to listen to music or sound from your phone, this is all it displays. It doesn't display any. It doesn't have any. It doesn't display any. What's it called, a meta tagging or anything. So that's a big no for me. But it does work, and I haven't had a problem with other than that. Again, I'm probably nitpicking here, and that's about it I can think of. Now, actually, no. The biggest thing I think, which it might not be that good for some people, because this radio is a lot bigger. Well, not a lot, but like a few millimeters bigger than a double din. You might not think that's a big deal, but when you have a tight tolerance, tight tolerances and stuff, and it needs to fit properly, or if you're using a trim plate for your radio, it's not going to fit around the radio. Now, if you look here, you notice here I had to actually cut it, so it doesn't go around the radio at all. That's probably the only thing I don't like about it, and it's a major issue, especially if you're not, if you don't have. Luckily for me, I was able to get it to fit, and it looks somewhat okay, especially from far. No one's ever complained about that, but maybe now since I brought it out, people will notice it better. But yeah, that's kind of a no for me. It's probably the biggest one. Other than that, it works fine, and I haven't had any issues. Yeah, once in a while it'll freeze up for some reason, especially if you go into the navigation. Now I'm going to do this at the last moment, so just to show you. If I go into the navigation and it's loading, you can't hit anything else. You got to wait for it to load. If not, if you do that, it'll freeze and it'll start acting funny. So I recommend to anyone, if anyone having this, wait till your GPS loads up first. Then you can go into your menu and change the radio stations and whatnot. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, or tips or anything, or let me know. And thanks for watching my video.